Okay, so we're going to start off by building a scene. So this is the newest version of City Engine, so 2024.1. So we're going to just build a city using existing OpenStreetMap data. You could build cities using your own data, or you could even build Scratch using the City Wizard. But we're just going to start using something that we already exists in the world. So build a city. We'll just call it demo 2 and hit finish. And what this will do is it will start creating our project. And I didn't set the projection because I'm going to set that at this stage where I'm going to get my map data. So I'll zoom in and get my map data. So I'll zoom in on RIT's campus, zoom out a little bit, set the extent. It might be too big. Let's clear the extent, set the extent. So that will get most of campus. And then what I'll do is I'll hit OK. And that will go through, adjust the coordinate system to match the area. And then it will ask you what layers you want to download from OpenStreetMap. By default, it always has a street, a buildings, and a type field. You could download actually any of these or all of them if you wanted to. Most of the time, for something like this, we're just going to we just want the base information. So there's bridges if we needed it, and anything else. So I'll just hit finish, and that will download and open up, download the data and open up the window of how far it is. So you'll see we have a terrain now, we have a street network, and footprints. The street network goes to the next node, and because the next node from campus is down quite a ways, it goes all the way there, but it only downloaded the imagery for the part that we wanted. So you can see all of the roads here. And so I'll just uncheck the streets. So when you look at it, you see all of the different buildings. You can pan around, zoom. The buildings are just gray polygons. If anything is selected, they're just they get a blue tint. But if you unselect them, they're just nondescript polygons. So I'm not going to get into building the rules, at least in this section. But if you had a rule package you could use, you could actually go through and color code and adjust the buildings to fit whatever set you want. So there are some basic default styles that are in here. And you could say, okay, we're going to do a generic medium town. And it's going to read the attribute table and then load in what a generic medium town's information would be based on the attribute the rules. You can see it's not bad. It's definitely some things are not coded how you would expect, and things don't look what you would hope, but they do look pretty good. And if you look at when you're doing the rules, you'll see some of these default rules have a lot of repetition, and that's just because of how they were built. If you wanted to change the rules and say, okay, now instead of medium town, it's now New York City, everything changes and you'll see it grows, and it's pretty quick on the rendering. There are different textures you could change. You can do different level of detail. And you can see also I don't have every polygon selected, and not everything gave that information, so not everything is rendering the way you would expect. But that's where really playing around, and the rapid testing and changing of a scene in City Engine is really powerful. There are some basic exports you can do. So different formats, including exporting to a web scene. There's some other file system stuff. There are other options that I know exist. I just don't know where they are located for Unity and Unreal. I know they've been working on enhancing that a lot more, so it might just be in different places. In 2023 and 2024.0, they are just in the export. So I'm not quite sure where they got moved to. You can throw in any data in here. So you can see we have some buildings that are not here or buildings that are not correct. One example being where was it? Well, one example being this building that's under construction over by R-Lot and S-Lot. So you could draw out that building in ArcGIS Pro, SketchUp, or any other system and bring it right in. So to bring in any files, you just go to File and then Import, and then you import whatever files you wanted. So in this presentation, I'll also cover importing a KMZ file into this. But here's your shapefile. You'll see a file geodatabase importer, so you could bring in your ArcGIS files. And then there are some other options, CAD files and stuff like that.